Let me see. Oh, Mike's watching from LinkedIn. Let me call him. Okay. We're just getting ready, folks, to begin. So give us a second for today's Rotary meeting, the Rotary Club of Global Impact. Yeah, hey, Mike, how are you? Are you watching on LinkedIn today?
I'm on LinkedIn. I'm looking at it, but I don't have the link to come into the green room that I'm looking. The phone open and the laptop, but it's not coming over.
Okay, what about there? Are you getting the audio there?
No. I got two open for you. The one on the laptop on the bed and the home computer on the desk, and I'm on the desk. And I'm at a 56 on volume, and sometimes they have two. Oh, hey.
Yeah.
All right, try it now.
Yeah, check 1, 2, testing, check 1, 2 for audio.
No. Oh, there you go.
Oh, there was a minor delay, okay.
Yes, I got it now.
Okay, and you're watching via LinkedIn.
I'm watching the LinkedIn. I'm not live with you guys. Now I'm gonna go to.
Yeah, come on into Google Meet, please.
Yes. Did you send me an invite?
I did. It's in WhatsApp.
Yeah. It's in WhatsApp.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna drop that, guys.
Marty, I'm so sorry. I have to go.
You're fine.
I got a text that I got to go in early.
You're okay.
I'm all set up. I'm sorry. I'll watch the replay. Bye, everybody.
Good luck today.
Of course, monkey wrench. Here I am, all set up. I got to go. I just got
You're
a text.
okay.
Bye. I'm sorry. Apologize.
That's why we record these things.
Okay. Have a good segment, everybody. Bye.
You
Bye,
too.
Patty.
Okay, looks like Mohammed is saying hello from Sierra Leone. Mohammed Mansouré. Mohammed, if you feel like it, you can join us. We put the link for today's meeting into the Friends of Rotary group. We do welcome you if you want to pop in there on Google Meet. We just talked with Mike Rodriguez. And for those of you joining us, Dr. Pauline, welcome. Today we have a special guest, so we will be bringing up a wonderful slide presentation. I was taking a look at it actually just a little bit with some of our group, and it's put together very well.
Morning. Hi, Pauline.
Good morning.
Good morning. It looks like Theophilus has also joined us over on StreamYard from Ghana and was just offering his greetings. Mohammed Mansouré from Sierra Leone is on over there. Dr. Pauline, how are you doing?
I'm doing well, Marty. Getting better every day.
Excellent. How's Jiminy?
He's doing better every day as well, yes.
Yeah, I keep telling everybody about our upcoming
We're
telecast,
getting our act together.
the live music concert.
April the 1st tomorrow. Good start to our year.
Yeah. And also Orlando recently moved. The guy above him in his building in Washington, D.C. Did something and had a flood, which flooded down 3 condominiums below. So he and Carla had to move to a much larger unit. Actually, it was very lucky, very fortuitous.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's a lot of change for everybody.
Absolutely. Okay, you're welcome. Thanks for welcoming, sir, from Mohammed Monserrat. You're welcome, Mohammed. You're more than happy to join us over at the Google Meet. I did put the link out on WhatsApp. Theophilus, if you'd like to join us over at the Google Meet link, please feel free. I put it in the Friends of Rotary group on WhatsApp. And let's just check in there before we begin and make sure that Theophilus is a member in that group. I don't know that he is a member. No, it doesn't look like he is. So I'm going to send him the link right now. He is a brilliant young man, Theophilus Cromwell. Okay, Theo, I just sent you the link to the Friends of Rotary group. It may also help if I just send him the link for today. So I know he's listening to us in Ghana, but let me just do that because that might be easier for him. I see
trying to figure out why I got the wrong name of myself here.
There's Desiree.
Hello. Hi. Good afternoon, everyone. Hope that everyone is well.
Yes,
ma'am. Hi. Hi, Dr. Pauline and beautiful Dolly. Yeah. And to you, gentleman of gentlemen, Marty.
Thank you so much. Are you going to do 1 minute of love for us today? Some type of...
to talk about anything to do with love?
Yeah, we have you down for the 1 minute of love from Desiree. Not every meeting, but we love your various comments now and then that help us to focus on that. So also I had asked Mike to do a non-denominational invocation today.
Okay, so should I talk about love and peace in our world?
Yeah, if you can distill that down to 1 minute, that'll be awesome. The other guy we're trying to get in here for occasionally for meetings is Rajiv to do some health and wellness and even exercise on camera. Yes, he's insane with all that. So, well, I'm going to go on ahead and get started, guys. It's 11:05, and let me just check StreamYard over here one last time to see that I'm not missing anybody. Mohammed said Dolly Parikh sounds amazing. So thank you, Mohammed. That's so nice of you. That also confirms for us that I know there was a technical question that Istiak and Patty and I were working on. He's actually watching us via LinkedIn. So the audio is going through that way by this utility. So well, welcome everybody. I'm Marty Mangello, your president-elect for this year, and busily trying to con Dr. Pauline Crawford into being the next president. I think she has a lot to offer. And really, anybody coming up in the next 10 years for the presidency, it's going to be a lot of support. It's not the type of job that people get dumped on with everything. We have massive support mechanisms doing all these different, committees and things. So this is very good. We are going to be playing some of the anthems from time to time from around the world, and that was Mike Rodriguez's idea. So I think that's going to be fun. We've been doing that for different meetings, and I even was lucky to listen to the Indian national anthem. Right, Dolly? You guys actually sang it when the audio wouldn't work. They all sang so it was really, really mind broadening for me. I'd like to shift it over to Mike Rodriguez for today's invocation as we begin. Mike, did you want to do the non-denominational invocation today?
I surely would, and I'm thankful that you asked me. Let us just bow our heads and pray for a moment. Heavenly Father, let us take this day in and recognize that this group has gathered for a purpose, a sole purpose to help others, a purpose to bring light to other things that we cannot see. Heavenly Father, bless this group as we move on and we try to gather as a group and we make changes, whether it be through mental health, conservation, or stability in the economy. These are all factors. Heavenly Father, may there be peace on earth as we move forward in any form and in any way. And may this group make the biggest difference and the biggest impact that we possibly can. In his name, we say, Father, amen. Thank you.
Amen. And if anybody has weird religious symbols like the sign of the cross or different things, please feel free to do those. We're going to have a number of different invocations from all over the world. I know we have a Wiccan scheduled, but also Muslim, Indian, Hindu, Zoroastrianism. We have a lot of members all across the world, Christianity. We have Jewish members, Dr. Senthapin, and we'll have a lot of those. So we welcome those. If you'd like to do the invocation, please just let us know. We're going to put you up next. So we love doing that, and we try to keep it non-denominational because Rotary is non-denominational, okay? And next, I'd like to shift for today's meeting to Desiree in London, Desiree Richardson, for 1 minute of love.
Hi, everyone. I'm so grateful to have this opportunity to talk about the importance of love. My one wish for love in the world is for everyone to feel inclusive, empowered, and to be happy, to live in a world where they feel loved, valued, and respected, and where diversity, kindness, and peace can be radiated and felt through every human existence and experience. And also, please allow me to further say that I believe that the time I have today won't be feasible because I only have 1 minute. And so this is my time to really focus on what is so important in this world. We need peace now more than ever. And for us to embed peace into our lives, we have to find peace within. And in order for us to find peace within, we will have to find love, which is vital in today's world. So we have to find love. And our passion and purpose is to spread love throughout the world. It is our duty that the messages of hope, love, and kindness, healing, and acceptance reach every corner to empower those who don't feel that they are valued and they are enough. I'm here to say that you are enough. So put love in all you do. When love wins, the world wins. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. We love receiving your things, the love prompts that you put into the group. And thank you so much. That's why we thought it would be really neat to have something unique and different to offer at our meetings. And so we're going to be instituting more of that. Moving on the agenda, old business today. We're still working on the bylaws. We had one additional thing to add in as far as membership. Came from Governor Nico last night, Nico Iannelli. And I'm sure everybody in the leadership group saw that. He has a sample layout for members and how it works. Each member is expected to earn at least 40 or 50 credits. We're talking about 40 by participating in Rotary activities during the Rotary year, which is July 1st to June 30th. And so please take a look at those in the leadership. And I'll also share that if you're not in that leadership thread, let me share that with everybody to take a look at in the regular friends. And the other thing for old business was it was suggested to me by Sean Chan from British Columbia that we go on ahead and eventually have just a private, members only board for this Rotary group. So we're going to do that as soon as we get approved, I think. Any other old business anybody would like to bring up? Any new?
I'd like to, new business.
Yes, sir.
I want to say hello to Desiree. I want to say hello to Dolly. I want to say hello to Dr. Crawford and the others too for the first time. I'm excited for how this particular club is forming. Since you spit it out for new business, let me just put it out there. What I find interesting about this whole global impact is how we're able to connect the clubs that really didn't have the ability to connect. I don't understand that because we have a directory. But when you put them together, whether they be in Nigeria or whether they be in India, it's like an explosion of an atom. They just start off with their projects and they take off and they literally just go full bolt. And that's the way Rotary operates, by the validation. And that's what's going to make our group so strong, is connecting those dots. I truly believe that. Sorry, that's new business. There you go.
No, thank you. Anyone else for new business? New ideas, new programs, new fundraising, anything at all? Well, then if not, I'm going to move on to...
Hold it,
Yeah.
Martin. One thing on the fundraising, since I'm a GSPMer and that's our curriculum, there's a lot we can do with that, fellas and ladies. I like the online concert idea.
Yes.
Hey, I can play guitar pretty good every now and then.
Yeah.
But
I didn't know.
But I was thinking there's so much we can do online, because as a GSPMer at George Washington University, we teach our students to raise money online. So I say to myself, if I can get a politician to get $2 million in 24 hours, just think what we could do in 24 hours.
Yeah, and I
That's
think
all.
the kickoff for that really is going to be Jim Crawford, him doing when he feels better and back up to it. We're going to make him
Jimmy James, yeah.
Yeah, make him the master of ceremony as well. One of my favorite jokes for today's joke, Ronnie always used to say, just remember a farmer is outstanding in his field. So for all you farmers out there, but I did have another one for you for today's have a laugh moment. Did you hear about the mathematician who's afraid of negative numbers, Mike? He'll stop at nothing to avoid them. So with that, I would like to introduce Dolly Parikh from Rotary Club of Silicon Valley for Global Impact. Dolly is one of our advisors. She started her club almost 2 years ago, about 2 years ago, give or take, negotiations and discussions. And now they are up to about 60, 63 members. It goes up and down every day, but they started and are off and running and doing quite well. Also, you'll notice Dolly in our groups flies back and forth between India and Silicon Valley, where she lives. So kind of lives many times. You'll notice, like, just trying to keep up with her. Oh, she's in India again. She's working on a borehole. She's working on a water project. And today we're very fortunate to have her with us from the Rotary Club of Silicon Valley for Global Impact. And her focus is really going to share with us today mental health, environment conservation, and economic sustainability. So it's an honor to welcome fellow Rotarian Dolly Parikh.
Thank you, Martin, so much for inviting me to be part of this amazing to become a club, right? It is going to be awesome to have the group of people from so many countries join in with this intention of love and peace for the whole world, and also coming together with this good intention for changing the humanitarian causes, right? To kind of make a positive change all over the world. So it is an honor to be with all of you from all parts of the country. We were really proud 2 years ago when we formed our club. We came together as the Rotary Club of Silicon Valley for Global Impact, as one of the first e-club that brought all the service projects that were inspired by the founder of the Art of Living Foundation, Sri Ravi Shankar, whose vision is to see a smile on every face. And Desiree, you would love to hear that his belief is that love moves the world. I think we should just find a way to get you and him in the same room and talk about love and what can be done and achieved through love. So his only vision for the whole world is to see a smile on everybody's face. Art of Living is a 40-year-old organization with 3,000 centers all over the world, and they exist in 156 countries. And it has impacted close to 450 million lives so far. And it is my honor to share the work of hundreds and thousands of volunteers who work with this vision on various projects. So all I'm here is a messenger and a storyteller to represent those people. And it is my honor to represent them.
And Dolly, if you tell me to move to the next slide, I'm more than happy to.
Okay, so definitely you will see my contact information afterwards too, but I would love to connect with anybody and everybody who would like to learn more. So we're going to quickly go through the slides. There's a whole lot to share with you. So one of the main things that we're going to talk about is mental health, which is the topmost thing that we focus on as part of our club, as part of International Association for Human Values, as well as the Art of Living Foundation. And before we jump into looking at the projects and what is happening around the world with these projects, I'd like to take a moment to talk about mental health and how do we hope to achieve a stress-free and violence-free society where there's a smile on everyone's face. And to do that, I would love to take a few minutes of your time to allow us to all experience our own breath, which is one of the biggest source of energy. So if I may, if all of us could sit back comfortably and easily and close your eyes. Take a deep breath in. And breathe out. Another deep breath in. And let go. The incoming breath energizes the body, and the outgoing breath relaxes the body. Take a deep breath in and let go. As you become aware of the environment and the body, the sounds around you, let us hope for the best for the whole world. Peace, love, and joy for every human being. Take a deep breath in and let go. And slowly and gently, at your own time, you may open your eyes. How was it?
It was relaxing.
Yes. Thank you.
Very good.
Where is our mind right now? Have you noticed that we were all over the place? The chattering mind that was talking about who's Dolly and where is she coming from? She has long hair and a very, very long nose and whatever else, right? All of that came back to your own breath. And what is the status of your mind right now?
It's very
What is it?
relaxed.
Isn't it? So this calming effect, right? This is just a few breaths. We were just talking about probably 5 or 6 deep breaths, right? And do you know that when anybody's angry and all over the place, most of the times we react and say, take a deep breath. But nowhere in our schools or anywhere else, our parents and all would tell us to take a deep breath. But nobody has taught us how to use the same breath to energize our body and calm our minds. Right? And this is what we do. This is what the hundreds and thousands of volunteers are offering to the world for the impact of peace in a stress-free society. So with that, I would like to share with you the kind of work we've been doing across the world. Next slide, please.
Okay.
So as our 40th anniversary work, we are embarking on a campaign called Breathe America, especially as we are coming out of the COVID time and we need tools and ways to kind of overcome challenges of mental health issues that people have faced, the immunity issues that people have faced, and being able to leverage peace, joy, and our breath as the strongest tool to heal ourselves. So Breathe America is something that we want to do a huge campaign about, and we'd love to collaborate with many, many organizations around the world to be able to kind of bring this techniques and tools to everyone for a healing and joy and peace. Next, please.
Okay.
So Art of Living volunteers give back to the communities, and we specialize in courses that include support for veterans affected by PTSD, prison inmates, inner city students, teachers, administrators, disaster victims, and children in developing countries. It enhances the clarity of mind, shifts attitudes and behaviors, develops leaders and communities that are resilient, responsible, and inspired. I started my training in 2016, and since then I have been working towards eliminating water poverty for rural India and supporting the farmers who have been committing suicides. We used to have about 400 suicides per month reported from a section of Maharashtra, which is a state in Western India. And so this has been the driving force that has made me take on big challenges, bigger dreams to bring change in the world. Next, please.
I gotcha.
Thank you. So talking about International Association for Human Values, it is an organization which is the humanitarian and project arm for Art of Living. Art of Living provides breath and meditation programs to people all across the world. And International Association for Human Values provides support for humanitarian work and service projects across the world. Some of our capstone projects are Cities for Peace, where we work with law enforcement officers and inmates across the country in various cities all over the world to bring these breath and meditation techniques for peace. We also do many disaster and trauma relief work. Currently, a huge part of the work is happening for the refugees and people in Ukraine affected by the war. So we provide the trauma relief as well as refugee service in all our centers across Europe. Our founder actively works on peace building, working with the world leaders. And so, Martin, that would be something that I would love to talk to you about, to be able to kind of connect us with the right people. We have prison programs across the world that are doing phenomenal works, working with the inmates. We believe that there is no person who does the crime. Usually, the inmates actually have a moment of emotions that drive them towards really heinous crimes at times. And there is always, as a human being, we hope to bring love, peace, and compassion in their life to transform those lives. We work actively with the veterans through the Project Welcome Home Troops. The Sky Breath Meditation is a program we offer in hospitals, in corporate offices. We also have programs for youth and children. The Sky Kids are offered in schools, and we also have programs in the campuses. So we're going to quickly look through some slides so we can probably go through them quicker with some pictures of some of these projects. So this is for Cities for Peace, where our goal is to enhance mental health and social well-being for change makers in the city. So we would love for any collaboration with cities to be able to be introduced to your law enforcement officers or programs that work with inmates or any law enforcement work. We strengthen this social connectedness. We also bring community to sit in the same program. So we've had programs where we have gang members, we have the law enforcement officers, and the community all come together to take these courses. Next, please.
Okay.
And here is one of the sheet from the case study of the LAPD officers that worked with the gang members as well as the community members for an 8-week nonviolence ambassador certification program. And so basically there are 4 or 5 programs that are offered through Cities of Peace, and those are offered irrespective of who you are. Our hope is to kind of empower peace and nonviolence ambassadors to be able to bring these to their communities. Next, please. Disaster relief work that happens all over the world, whether it is for COVID relief or any of the hurricane or any of earthquake issues. So the next one is the one for the work that is happening in this is an older one. So I had a slide for the one for Ukraine, but that's fine. So this is the Project's Welcome Home Troops. So all the veterans are provided the services for free, this program, so that it is available to them for dealing with their mental health challenges. Next, please. The Sky Schools, it's creating a culture of peace right with the young kids when they are in their happiest mode of being. And it allows them to improve their intuitive power, be less stressed about their curriculum, and also be able to make friends and be able to reach out to the rest of the community members. Next, please.
Okay.
So again, some of our programs, I did not have all the logos. We're doing healing breath for all the hospitals across the country. So the doctors, nurses, and all healthcare workers have a special program designed for them called Healing Breaths. And so each of these programs have a special flavor. So all of those programs offer the same breath and meditation program, but the packaging and the way it is customized for each of the segments of the society is different. Next, please.
Oh, okay.
So Beyond Breath is an open to public workshop. These are about 1 hour to 90-minute sessions that are offered online, and they're happening all the time. So please look up Beyond Breath. It's a free workshop for all of you to experience more than these 5 breaths. Go deeper into learning how the breath impacts not only our bodies but also our mind and our emotions, and allows us to kind of be the better versions of ourselves. And it is an amazing 1 hour program. It also introduces you to the 3-day basic program that we teach that is taught over about 9 hours. And so the Beyond Breath is the first step towards your commitment, which is free and it's online. So I urge and encourage all of you to look it up and join a session soon. Next, please.
Oh, okay.
So the breath work, basically based on the independent studies all across the world, we have seen that there is a huge increase in your immunity, about 33% of increase in your immunity. Your stress hormone comes down. There's a reduction in it by 57%. And your life satisfaction, whether it is about your connectedness to the people around you, at your work, your family, it basically goes up. So I have to say that there are days when I haven't done my practice or I haven't said. My husband would obviously ask me, like, are you sure you've done it? So 2 or 3 days without it, and it shows up. Like, I am not the same Dolly that you get to meet me right now. Next, please. So I would like to move on to another part of our projects that we are working on, which is on environmental conservation. We have volunteers all across the world who are working towards tree plantation, river regeneration, water security for farmers, and helping improve our food systems. So these projects are conducted by the Overseas Volunteers for Better India, who help with planning and project management in collaboration with the Art of Living Foundation and IHV on the ground. Next, please.
I gotcha.
And so Overseas Volunteers for a Better India, this is an organization that was founded in 2013. And we have a project just for water, as I mentioned, to address the farmer suicide and the extreme poverty that the farming community faces in India. We started our pilot in India and we would like to expand that to all across the world. Currently, our goal is to transform India, or rural India, from a state of water poverty to water plenty by year 2030. We call it water poverty because the poverty issues or the economic challenges the farmers face was the main reason why that led them to a huge spike in the suicide rates over there. We help with desilting the water bodies, build micro dams, recharge wells, and we partner very, very closely with the government institutes. And some of the projects that I'd like to share from this point on, are about the water conservation and environmental conservation work. Next, please. So again, our mission is to leverage technology and partnership to transform the rural India. And we want to make it drought-free and economically self-sufficient, which is what moves into the next part of our presentation about the economic stability. Next, please.
Oh, all right.
So one of the case study, a huge project that is happening on the Karnataka state. If you've heard about the city Bangalore, where it is considered the Silicon Valley of India, that happens to be in the state of Karnataka. And currently we are rebuilding community by training. We're rebuilding like lot of infrastructure work. through training work and the project management, we using GIS technology over here, and bringing employment to the workers over there, the volunteers. OVBI is funding some of these volunteers so that they can work consistently across these projects for 5 to 6 years time to bring water security. Next.
Okay.
So we are building about 500,000 micro recharge structures over there, and our 3-year plan requires an investment. But most of the investment, I would say, about at the point, the slide hasn't been updated for it from my side. Sorry about that. But 90% of the investment comes from the government, which is using all the subsidies and the government funding for paying for the labor, and that brings employment to the people on the ground. Next, please. So we are going to be working across 27,000 villages, and for that, we are going to be training about 48,000 youth leaders to drive these projects, and close to 500 of those villages have already been worked on. Next, please.
I gotcha.
So some of the pictures from the ground, these are the recharge wells that are created on the river stream, so that way we can kind of revive the rivers. So river regeneration is a huge work that we've been doing. Art of Living has been involved with regenerating about 48 rivers so far since year 2014. Next, please. In Maharashtra, we are doing community mobilization on various levels. Our first project started in Maharashtra, and what we are seeing is a huge green revolution that is happening over there. That is where I spend quite a bit of my time while I'm in India, because these projects have matured. Next, please. These projects have matured where we have brought the water, we have revived the rivers. There has been tree plantation and agroforestry models across the riverine systems around it. And we are seeing that now the farmers over there have green cover and they can do multi-cropping. So we are training them for nursery, in terms of nurseries for organic farming. About 30,000 farmers in this region have been trained on organic farming. And so that is the reason why we have to look into micro-entrepreneurship for these farming communities now. So there is a timeline, right? That this is the reason why we call this eliminating water poverty, is once we have secured water, we have recharged the aquifers. When the rivers are flowing again, the water bodies are filled, the wells have the water levels come up. There is a huge shift that happens in those communities. The green cover happens, you have agroforestry models, there is organic farming that you can train people with, and basically be improving the soil quality and the land quality and improving the food systems by those activities. Next, please. So some of the before and after pictures of the region. Next, please. Yeah, we in Jalna, we have covered about 70 kilometers of hillside to create these water bodies within it, which allows us to hold the water and allows it to seep into the ground to recharge the aquifers. Next. So about 30,000 farmers have got involved. There are 3,000 watershed structures built and about 15,000 trees planted. This is the data from last year. Currently, our goal is to plant about 500,000 trees in this year. About 25 to 40% of farmers in the region have turned to organic farming. And the work that I am doing is training them for entrepreneurship models in that region right now. Next, please. So Rajasthan, we collaborate with another nonprofit, Akash Charitable Trust. They want to create about 100 check dams across the northern India region. So next, please. So again, some of the work that we have done, work before before the intervention, after intervention, we see the green cover in the most arid desert region in India, and we have seen the incomes increase exponentially in those regions for these farmers. Next, please. Jharkhand, we are also leveraging technology, especially during the COVID time. This was the most useful. We have created an e-learning platform, next please, for mobilizing and training the women who don't step out and interact with other communities. So we have created this program called Jal Sakhis. Jal Sakhis are women leaders who train other women in the villages on topics including watershed management, seed saving, water harvesting, and planting trees, nursery programs, and also about menstrual hygiene and sanitation. Next. So seed preservation, permaculture, soil science, it's amazing program. And it's funny because India has a huge penetration for mobile usage, even in the villages, like it is accessible. So it is easier for us to be able to create these learning platforms in regional language and be able to bring this training to the people who don't have access to conferences or other things or cannot go out during a specific time. They have a way to be able to watch videos and learn these topics. Next. During COVID time, it was the best thing that happened is when everything was on a standstill. These women were creating little samplings from the things in their homes, the seeds from their homes, and being able to create those samplings to be still doing the tree plantation work. It was amazing. So the Gelato Project is, we started off in 4 villages last year, and this is to empower the farmers to create their own water bodies on their own farm by leveraging the community support as well as the mobile app. So it is basically a viral effect. This program is led by somebody in our team called Manu Nambudari, and his vision is to touch upon about 100,000 villages and create 100 million recharge pits which the farmers are driving themselves. We started off with a pilot with 4 villages last year, and the impact was huge. There were some of the side impacts that we hadn't anticipated. One of which was that last year India got a huge amount of rainfall, and most of the times the rainwater would flow away within the first 2 months, and then there is a huge arid season for the rest of the time, and it's very, very hot out there. But what ended up happening is during those 2 months when there is huge heavy rain, the water just sits on the farm, and for 15 days to a whole month, there is water over there which was not expected, and all of a sudden that has ruined the crops. So the water bodies, actually the water flowed out into the water bodies of the bottom side of their farm, which is like the lowest area of their farm, and it allowed them to hold water that could be available for next 8 to 10 months. It is an amazing success, and we're very proud to expand that to about 100 villages this year. We kind of do these impact experiments we start with a small scale, and then we expand, and we keep on getting the feedback, rework our program, and then gather the data, work with the local communities, and then kind of go back and expand those programs in other areas. And this is how we have been able to expand to 9 states across India so far. Next, please. So technology, we use the GIS technology. We have some of the retired officers from our space program who have come up with a great technology to be able to combine the 17 layers of data to come up with action plans. Next, please. So they basically get the action plans, or they get the data through these GIS technology and the drainage, the land use, land cover, soil, drought frequency, geomorphology, elevation, and groundwater levels, the rainfall, the flood frequency. And these are combined together to create the suitability criteria, the zone identification, and the impact assessment about what would happen if we worked on any interventions in that area, and how much time would it take for us to do that. Next, please. So our scope of work is, it starts definitely with water security. As of now, you see it's about 65% on water security. But as those projects mature, it goes into eco-restoration, sustainable farming, and social enterprise. Next, please. And we started off our project, but each project was taking about $70,000 per year, which has come down to $500 per village per year. Next, please. The economic development. So again, as I said, that as our projects mature, we see the economic development, and it is something that we take it upon ourselves as volunteers to be able to support these communities and the rural communities for skill development and agro-entrepreneurship. We're also seeing the entrepreneurship models, not just in agro, but also other aspect. It could be about storage, it could be transportation, it could be about taking things to the market, but not just in agro, but in healthcare, in telemedicine. So it is really, really amazing to see the kind of change that is happening. And what I've learned by being on the field in the last 3 months, I was in India for the last 3 months, doing design thinking workshops and innovation workshops over there. And working with the women and the community, it was really amazing to see all the ideas that are coming from there. And one of the biggest things that allows us to do when we do rural entrepreneurship models and training is that there is a huge decrease in the migration towards the cities if there are opportunities available in the rural areas itself. Next, please. So in Rajasthan, where we have done the check dam projects, this is about the investment in the check dam project. It's close to 9 lakh rupees, which comes down to, I would say, about $2,000. Somebody will have to do the math for me. But the income before the check dam and the income after the check dam are created it grows like about 125%. Next, please. In Maharashtra, where our projects have sort of matured in the last 4 to 7 years, we are seeing about 10x income increase. In fact, very recently, there was a farmers summit that was held in Bangalore, and the farmers, about 50 plus farmers, chartered their own flight to go to that place. Mind you, these are the farmers that were defaulting on their loans a few years ago and couldn't kind of sustain themselves. So it is very heartwarming to not only just see their progress and their economic progress, but be able to visit them and be spending time with them. I just love the time I get to spend on the field with these individuals. Next, please. Next, this is the projects in Tamil Nadu. One of my favorite projects, a river revival project, where about 40,000 women have been trained to do watershed management, and they have been working on river revival in about 10 districts across Tamil Nadu. Next, please.
Gotcha.
And about 90% of village women have contributed to revive these rivers through the government schemes. So they earn a daily wage for working on these infrastructure projects. The pipes that you see on the right-hand side, the cement pipe, they cast this themselves. So there is a video. If you look up 20,000 Women of Vellore on YouTube, you will find an amazing video about them working on this project and reviving rivers. Next, please. Each of these come up with such amazing deep stories about how it started, who is involved, what is their story, what's driving them. Definitely, I encourage all of you to kind of sign up to go on a field trip with me sometime. So we basically trap the rainwater during monsoon and allow that to be available throughout the year for the community. Next. Just showing blurbs on the slides. So again, the dry lands have been revived. The water tables on that in this region was close to 500 feet below the ground level, and we're seeing them coming up at least at 50 to 25 feet now. And it's amazing work. The rivers are flowing in these regions that were completely dried or died. The Nagana River was dead for the last 8 years, and that has been revived. Next. So about 40,000 women have been employed by the government schemes, and 5,000 structures have been built. And we, in fact, this program has expanded to 10 districts now. Next, please. So the best part of the story is that the youth during the COVID time returned back to the villages. So there is definitely a migration where you've seen the women are driving these projects because they're the ones staying back in their villages, and the men have gone to the cities for employment. And during COVID time, we did have these reverse migration by the daily wage workers. And the best part of it was that we had projects available for them to work on. And because of the increase in the agriculture activity over there and the opportunities over there, we have been able to retain them, and they're not going back to the cities. Next, please. So our goal is to scale across India, and we're looking to raise about $100 million in the next 3 years to do this. And we want to achieve, we want to conserve the environment, the food systems, while providing economic stability in the rural communities. Next. So I am, how are we doing on time? Because this is a
We're
video.
doing good. This is a nice little video. We can run this.
Yes. So I just wanted to kind of look at the time, but let's play this.
Okay.
People cannot stand tension or stress for too long. Somewhere one has to give up. You can't hold your fist too long like that. Somewhere you have to relax. And when you relax, you see the whole sky is on your hand. That tendency is began in the world.
Is there another slide after this, Dolly?
No, it's just a closing slide.
Okay.
Oh, we can go to the next slide. I think this is playing again.
Okay. This is the same video, right?
Yeah, it's the same video. So we just.
Okay. So I think maybe if it will let me just go back to your point of information and contact. There doesn't
Yes.
appear to be another slide after that. So let me just put that up on screen for people that are watching this later and want to contact. We had this at the beginning. There it is right there. Dolly Parikh, dolly.parikh@gmail.com. And Dolly, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so I just want to kind of bring back the conversation back to the Rotary clubs. So the Rotary Club of the Silicon Valley for Global Impact has a charter, which is very, very beautiful. That is something that I wanted to do as a closing remark. As part of the charter, we are carrying out successful service projects for betterment of communities, leveraging collaboration and innovation to address the most pressing societal issues across the world, which is why it is my pleasure to actually support this Rotary Club of the Global Impact. It has very aligned values, and this is exactly what we want to do across the world. We want to contribute to the advancement of human values of a stress-free and violence-free society by strengthening membership and collaboration, which is exactly what we're doing together over here on this same platform. And we want to inspire and instill the values of service over self for elevating the quality of life of all. This is where the Rotary's, the vision of Rotary to kind of work service over self, rather than getting caught up in this one, what about me, what about me, what about me, and expanding our vision to the vision of the world and the needs of the people around us is what we want to focus on. And with that, thank you so much for an opportunity to share these messages with you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. And I'd like to open it up to questions now for our guest speaker today.
If I could just ask the first one, Dolly, in 2009, I did a report with George Washington University on India with Monsanto, Coca-Cola, and the aquifer. Those pictures that you have shown me show me the amount of progress that you guys have made since 2009. Because in 2009, we were ready to kick Coca-Cola out of India. So I see a lot of innovation there, a lot of creation, and you're right, Rotary is the best fit for a project when it comes to water, and water is life. Once you put water in a community, just like we did in Honduras, Nicaragua, it changes the dynamics of a village almost instantaneously. So if you have a program like that, the one thing that I was noticing when we watched the video, I thought to myself, how universal can that video be? Because in the United States, we have public broadcasting where we have an organization within the government that does not advertisements, but public awareness. So when I was watching your video, I said, geez, how do we make that universal, guys, so that everybody's included in there? Because I seen the salad bowl, Dolly. I seen the salad bowl. So when you look at that, it is all about education. Because when I did the research in India, we clearly found even after we had gotten water to India, we still needed to educate about the process. The same thing occurs here in the United States, but we're too humble to admit it.
Yes. You're so right about this, because one of the major things that we work on is the community engagement, right? So our focus is planning, strategic planning, the technology, the innovation piece of it, and mobilizing the people through our youth leaders in the community and training them and provide them with employment. But as far as the work is concerned, as far as the work is owned, the ownership goes back to the community. So we have a couple of models. One is a public-private partnership with the government themselves. And the other part is one-third way. So Overseas Volunteers for Better India will go only into a project if we have one-third of the community contribution, one-third of another partner contribution from India or anywhere in the world, and then one-third comes from Overseas Volunteers for Better India. And these are all donations from people, normal people like you and me, $50 contribution,
Yes.
$1,500 contribution. But it is to transform the world, and we can do it for the rest of the world. I'm not saying that my passion is India, but this can happen across the world. We can change things across the world with this.
Now, have you worked with Water Missions International at all?
I have not. I have to say that I started getting involved in the last 3 years, but I feel my best years are yet to come.
Oh, they are. Yes, they are. And I think it's all about more partners, right, Dolly?
Yes, absolutely. I would love to do handshake and be able to bring what we have done, but also learn from others about what can be done. We have, I mean, what we have learned with this breath work, just like you mentioned, right? Water is life. For our body and our regeneration, our breath is our life, right? And once we have worked through this and built the internal resilience, we can take on any challenges across the world, or at least that's my belief or my experience. So I feel we should start with young kids, kids at the campuses, youth, empower them with these techniques and be able to drive them towards becoming the change makers with us, and bring like the rest of the communities around the world who are doing the good in the world to work together.
Absolutely.
I think if we can bring a 2.0 version out there that everybody embraces, like you said, this COVID has given us the opportunity to reinvent ourselves. And in addition to that, people recognizing it. So if we're able to educate and then they go out in the field and do the practical work, that saves a lot of time. Because I think about all the trips that I made back and forth to Latin America, and the reality is everybody had a cell phone, you know?
That's right. Yeah, I think people in general are really sick and tired of the governments and their inability and lack to create world peace, to create one government on earth, to where each country could still have their heritage, have their president, have their religions, have their customs, food, heritage. But I mean, really, for intergalactic contact and to get ready for interstellar contact, it sure would be nice to finally see the governments of the world to come together and all this waste, trillions and trillions of dollars of one-upmanship across the earth, and who's got the brand new missile that's supersonic, and now we have over here in Russia a torpedo that can detonate with a nuclear bomb underwater. You won't even know it's there in the harbor of New York. And then we're upgrading, with trillions more dollars in China, and each nuclear arsenal with one-upmanship and better tanks and better planes and faster ships. It is exhausting the earth. If we had one congruent, government that represented the human race on earth, we could take all of that money and all of that fear and all of that threat and waste and be putting it into medicines and things that would eliminate even more diseases. I know, we've worked for 30 years to take millions of instances of disease, with guinea worm disease, and the Carter Foundation, President Carter's foundation, that we donate to in this group, this club. We're very close. Last year, we were down to like 30, 35 instances of that disease that we're able to find. We're very close. And with polio and Rotary, Jennifer Jones told us all last Saturday night, she said, the scientists and doctors are telling us that possibly next year in 2023, we will have eliminated polio on Earth. We eliminated it in India with Rotary's help. The whole country, it's gone. So, I mean, just imagine what we could do with this childish behavior amongst world leaders, with the constant one-upmanship, with advancing and increasing bigger weapons, faster missiles. It's trillions and trillions of dollars that is wasted every year. It's a disgrace, actually. It's a human disgrace within our race, the Homo sapiens and the human race. It's a disgrace to try and explain our way out of how this particular planet operates. And they have come out now from NASA and said they are at about 100 billion exoplanets. 100 billion galaxies that they've identified. And there's at least like 24 to 26 exoplanets that are capable of pooling water with magnetic force, that are replica Earth planets that they have identified now. They know that. So there's no longer, people think I talk outlandishly and stupid. You cannot deny that with pooling of water on planets, that there is probably other beings out there. It's got to be.
I just want to say I need to head off now, everybody, but I love what you're saying, and I agree.
Thank you so much,
Um,
Pauline.
We have to transform education about everything at the core. But well, fantastic, Dolly. Thank you for what you shared. It's amazing what's going on in the world, which is really good. There may be not so good things going on in the world, Marty, but let's celebrate the good that you shared with us today. I appreciate that hugely. And we do need to continue these magical conversations, but I'm going to love you and leave you just now.
Absolutely.
Thank
Good luck today, Pauline. Gandhi said
Thanks,
one drop of
Pauline.
oil into the water doesn't make an ocean dirty.
Ah,
So,
And I'm drinking my water.
I
Thank
just
you,
want to
everybody.
say that the founder, the Art of Living founder, whom you saw in the video, he's going to be in United States from the end of April, all the way till end of July, and he's looking for opportunities to be able to come to your campuses, to your organizations, to meet with people, and be able to share this message firsthand with you, so you don't have to hear it from Dolly, his messenger, but from him directly. So we're looking for opportunities not only to bring us as volunteers, us as teachers, but also him to your organizations and give them opportunity to share this message.
Thank you so much, everybody. I'll bring our meeting to conclusion. Can I get a motion, Mike, to end today's meeting?
I'll second it.
Okay. First, I need a motion. We
A
got a
motion
second
to
from Dr.
conclude.
Pauline. That's good. That's good. And I'll have a vote to close today's meeting. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you, everybody. Have a great weekend. Take care now.
Thank you.
Well, there you have it, everybody. I'm Marty Mangello, ending our broadcast for today. I will thank Dolly Parikh so much for a wonderful, wonderful presentation from her. She is doing such a fantastic job. And what I would like to do is just to end, actually, I really probably need to edit my name here. So let me do that for all of you out there in all fairness. To try to help, this would be actually President-elect. And I'm just going to put the Rotary Club of Global Impact. And many of you have maybe seen that, ARCAGI. So if you're wondering what ARCAGI is, the Rotary Club of Global Impact. And we do invite you to visit our website. It's a provisional proposed website. The link is just right down there, rotaryglobalimpact.org. And thank you so much for joining us again, and for all the comments from everybody. We really appreciate it out there across Africa, India, everybody that joined us. And if you're watching later, remember, we're not taking attendance, so it's perfectly fine to attend a meeting later. And our voting in the bylaws, if you're following along presently, will allow for additional votes to continue for 4 days afterwards via electronic means, where a Google form allows everybody to come in and vote. So that's also how we're handling voting. Many people have asked, like, if I'm not actually there live, how is the voting? Because maybe I don't get to vote on $1,000 expense that people voted, and I didn't want to vote for that. I wanted to vote against it. The answer to that is, you'll notice in our bylaws that it allows for voting electronically up to 4 days later. And thank you to everybody again for joining us at the proposed club, Rotary Club of Global Impact. Have a great weekend.